Man. See, a younger version of me, and by younger I mean like last year, would have been yelling, would have been, what I'm saying, pointing fingers, laughing, capping, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just sad. It's just sad, you know what I'm saying? Jon Moxley and Edge, Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland, Dean Ambrose and Dean and Edge. It's it man, these two guys got warm spots in my heart. Like, I've said this story before. Edge is the first bad guy I ever rooted for. My cousin used to come over every Tuesday and let me know what happened on Monday Night Raw because my granny didn't have cable and I was living with my granny at the time. And we would play the matches that was on Monday Night Raw, and I interrupted that routine because I used to just want to be Edge. I don't know why. I was just drawn to Edge. And then, I was so sad when he had to retire, and then when he came back, it was such a great moment. Then he had that last man standing match, and it was just like, ugh. Then he had that greatest match of all time, and it was like, ugh. Then he came back and won the Royal Rumble. I was like, eh. Then he got double stacked by Roman Reigns. It was just like, what the fuck was that? And then he came back, and then he started the feud with Seth Rollins, and that was great. That was great. That was pretty good. That's probably the best thing he's done since his Royal Rumble entrance in 2020. Um, what happened from there? Was that the Beth Phoenix and Miz and Marie's feud? Then he had the AJ Styles match. That was so fucking bad. That was terrible. Why? Why can't he just be a normal bad guy? Like, we don't love you because you are the rated R superstar. Like, me personally, that brood nonsense was never for me. And he just seems keen on, if I'm going to be a bad guy, I'm going to do this mysterious dark purple shit. And that worked out for Rhea. That worked out for Damian Priest, and to a lesser extent, it worked out for, you know, Finn Balor. It definitely worked out for Dom. Damn near saved his career. But Edge, yeah, Edge is in AEW now, and it's been bad. This nigga thought that he could fly and forgot that he was 50 years old and jumped off the top of the cage, and his leg turned into string cheese. Then he was out for a year, and then he came back to immediately join Moxley and being the worst thing on wrestling television since Bobby Lashley's sisters. And speaking of Jon Moxley, this dude, he has a warm place in my heart. If you don't know, he's from the same city as me. I've actually bumped into Jon Moxley before, and I'll tell you, the person you see on television is the real him. He is every bit of himself on television. He didn't beat me up or anything, but he looked like he probably could have if I said something to him. I just nodded to him. He didn't look too happy to see me. He's shorter in person, but he started in the Shield, and he was like, people forget Dean Ambrose was the leader of the Shield. It wasn't always Roman. When Seth and Roman won the tag team titles, Dean was the United States champion. People forget that shit. And then just somewhere along the way, he got put on the back burner. And then he went to AEW and became a champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was the second world champion. And dude, it's just like every year, it's just, what can I do to further distance myself from Dean Ambrose? What can I do to further distance myself from my peers? And that's Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And this is why I have a problem when people blame Tony Khan for this shit. Like I said in my ratings video, do you think any of the nonsense that Jon Moxley does is ran by Tony Khan? Do you think Jon Moxley asked Tony Khan or even let him know that he's going to do something? That suplex on the spike, I doubt anybody approved it. I'm sure Edge and John just had this idea and they was just like, fuck it, let's go for it. Like, this is bad, bro. This is bad. It's bad television. I hope their money is guaranteed. I just watched a Chris Bay video, the interview with Chris Van Vliet. This dude got paralyzed from a neck breaker, and this 40-year-old man and this 50-year-old man is doing things that would kill a normal human being. And I'm not going to blame Tony Khan. That's the low hanging fruit. Tony Khan is a nice guy. He's a pushover. We all know that. These guys have to be smart enough to know that one bad angle on this bullshit that we like to do, and we'll be eating steak out of a straw. Like, if anybody should know that, is Edge. He literally had to retire for 9 years because of this nonsense. And he could just comes back on the same nonsense. So where do we go from here? It looks like Dax is turning on Edge. Maybe we'll get a Dax in Edge feud. I thought for sure Edge was, one, either going to turn heel, or two, Edge was going to win, but he did neither. He did neither. And Jon Moxley, I highly doubt he's losing to Swerve Strickland. Where do we go from here? So this is why I just turned my brain off to watch AEW. I'm not about to stress myself. I already got gray hairs, and I'm 24 years old. I'm not about to stress myself out trying to figure out how the fuck a hot dog is made, because you will just never understand it. You will never understand how the fuck a hot dog is made. And that's what AEW is, a hot dog factory. Don't ask questions. Just enjoy it. Just turn your brain off and enjoy it. AEW is a hot dog factory. After 6 years, I finally understand what AEW is. Don't ask questions. Just turn your brain off and enjoy it, because you have nothing better else to do.